G'day, how you going? Richo's Rants. Bit of a new segment.
Yeah, we're going to do it maybe, going to decide once a week or once a fortnight, but either way.
We're just, when we come up with subjects to rant about.
Richo, well, it's your rant, Richo's rant.
Yeah, I rant on a fair bit apparently.
What are we ranting on about today, Richo?
Well, today, do you know what? I did talk last week, we talked about courses and length of courses, and we will come back to that, and we've had a look at a few more things. And
that's opened up a can of worms, actually.
Yeah, we've got a few more ideas of the whole history of it, so we will talk about that on another day. But today, I like the Olympics. The Olympics has been on. Do you know what? A lot of people have ripped into it, bagged it. Do you know, some people look for an excuse to bag it. And,
it was
and
funny,
you know what?
yeah.
I thought it was really good. And do you know, Dave Bucks out there, I'm sure will agree with me. If nothing else, it was fantastic to see it on free-to-air TV.
Yes.
So do you know what? My kids got to see some of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? They actually know now a couple of golfers' names because they saw Justin Rose, they saw Marcus Fraser. Do you know, from Australia that played really well at the tournament, and that was great. Do you know what? The course looked interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know, the format, I would have loved a teams event. But
that's probably the biggest criticism. Is they probably could have done it differently that way.
A different
Stroke play is
format.
great, but there's probably other formats that could have been done.
Do you know, the Olympics is one of these things. Do you know, I saw some of the tennis players. Do you know what? They cried when they lost.
Yeah,
Do you know, they were hugely excited when they won. Do you know, to say that it means nothing to some of these golfers, I'm sure there's some that maybe it doesn't, but there's certainly be plenty out there that would. Do you know, in Australia we grew up, we talked about it earlier, where we all played, we all ran, we all swam. Like the Olympics means something. Would you like to go to the Olympics and win a gold medal in golf?
Well, without a doubt. I said a bronze medal would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, to win any medal. Do you want to go there? The Marcus Fraser story is fantastic. Here's a bloke that, you know, without Jason Day pulling out and without Adam Scott pulling out, right, he would not have gone.
And Leishman, I think. But still, same as Scott Hand, local boy.
Do you know what?
Nudgee.
He took his best mate to caddy for him. What a great story.
And so I think that was the biggest thing too. Marcus Fraser took his best mate Jason. Yep. And Scott Hand bought his brother-in-law Sloppy. If you're watching, love your work. Well done.
But what an experience.
And that's the thing.
What an experience.
So Marcus saw that, and Scott saw that to bring a mate, not his regular caddy.
Yep. I thought that was fantastic.
That was great.
Absolutely fantastic. I thought it was really good. I'm sure a lot of other people will.
Some people see. So, I mean, I know this is your rant. I'm happy to have a little bit of a chat.
That's what I'm looking for, is what other people saw as the sign.
And again, comment down below, guys, what you thought of the, I suppose, the commentary, the coverage in your part of the world. It was probably different to over here.
I love when they introduced the blokes at the start.
That was the best.
Said what country they came from.
Gave the credentials.
Do you know what? I thought the commentators were good. Some of these fellas I'd never heard of before, and then they knew enough about them to say they've won on the Asian tour or the Japanese tour.
I
like
that.
What? They were all good golfers.
Steve Richardson here from the Republic of Richo has won, 6 times on the Richo tour.
Yeah, against myself.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed that. That was really good how they said who people were.
Do you know what? I thought it was good. The Olympics is always hard because there's so many sports going on. So they're always going to be, crossing to different sports. But look, I thought it was good. Look, I really enjoyed it. I think a shame Marcus Fraser couldn't have hung on a little bit and won a medal, because he deserved it. Yeah, he had an 8 under the first day. Yeah, it was fantastic. The second day's putting let him down a little bit.
But golf's like that. It can't always be.
A lot of those boys look like they were enjoying themselves. And I think, to me, it come across that way. They looked like they were there. It was a different event. They were at the Olympics. They seemed to enjoy the atmosphere. Look, I thought it was good. Should golf be there? Well, do you know what? There's not many sportsmen now that aren't making money out of sport.
I actually didn't think that golf should have been there, or at least it should have been there in a different capacity. But after all of it, I really enjoyed it. The free-to-air stuff was good. I saw a little bit on Facebook, in certain groups that we're on. People complained about the coverage. There's too many ads and whatever else. At the end of the day, I would rather golf on telly that everyone can watch than no golf at all.
Without a doubt. That's what we're saying, is that
access to
there is next to no golf on free-to-air TV. And that is where sport gets driven.
Correct.
Because we grew up, we wanted to play cricket.
Yeah.
It's on TV. Here in Brisbane, the Broncos are on
Yep. Every
you know,
week.
nearly every Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, State of Origin's massive here because it's on free-to-air TV.
Correct.
You know, the sports that aren't struggle.
And golf is one of them. I mean, it is on
Yeah.
pay TV, and I understand
Yeah.
its business, and I understand its money for these
Yep.
television stations, but that's
Yep.
just, you know,
Yep. People will want to do what they see.
correct. I mean,
You know, like
yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Yep. So, but you know, as far as the whole thing went, I thought it was great, and
Yeah.
I didn't mind that they had some of the better golfers in the world.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching because, like I said, really, because we don't get on free-to-air TV.
Yeah, you don't. You
we
don't,
don't
get
see a
much.
lot of it. Justin Rose played fantastic, and,
Yep.
and good on him.
Stenson and
Stenson
Kuchar.
played really well. Kuchar played well.
And
You
we're
know,
we're saying that the cream did rise to the top in the end, really.
and
So-
you know, with any sport, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know, it doesn't matter. Do you know, if you look at, do you know, the Rugby World Cup, the Soccer World Cup,
Yeah.
do you know what? You'll get a few upsets amongst it, but in the end, it's going to be, you know, like the soccer, the teams like Brazil and the Argentinas and everything else, they're going to rise to the top.
Of course.
And golf's no different.
Cool, Richo's rant.
Beautiful. But let us know what you thought of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because it's just, that's only my opinion.
Correct. It's
know?
Richo's rant is opening up a can of worms for discussion.
Of what other people think. Do you know, look, I thought it was great. I hope they keep it because it's a sport that,
Agreed.
do you know, is available to a lot of people.
Yep.
And, you know, I
it's a
think
game we love, guys. So that's it.
without a doubt. And, you know, it's one of the few sports now that's, that article said about it not being an aggressive sport.
Yep.
Do you know, where violence dominates a sport
Yep.
against each other. Do you know, it's
It's a gentleman's game. That's the whole
Without a
point
doubt.
of it.
That's
Yep.
why we've loved over the years Tom Watson,
Yeah.
Gary Player. These
Classy
people have
guys.
just, do you know, coolness will come and go. Class will
Class will always
there.
be.
And you can see that. Look at Gary Player.
Yeah.
The man is 80 and oozes
A legend.
class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know?
Just
So,
awesome.
so that's where it goes.
Yeah.
So, next time we'll go back to
well, there's a lot of Richo's ranting about off camera rules. What else? Golf
Real-
balls, equipment.
rules will have to be a whole separate one.
That'll
on
be a
itself.
half an hour.
Yeah. Well, we both have some ideas on
Yeah.
that, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
So cool, guys.
yep.
Thanks
Beautiful.
for checking out Richo's rant. It's going to be a regular thing, regular Richo rant.
Yep.
Thanks for checking the video out. Comment below on, again, what you thought of the Olympics. If you agree, disagree with Richo, that's what, we want.
Yeah.
Interactivity is the whole point of what we're trying
Yep.
to do.
It's all
Stimulate
about-
conversation and grow.
Without a doubt.
Good stuff.
Beautiful.
Thanks, guys. We'll see
See
you
you,
next
boys.
time. And enjoy the rest of the fortnight to come.
Yep.